All right, massive news, man, out of Georgia. Carson Beck has officially entered the transfer portal. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, bro. I am shocked. When I looked at the NFL draft and obviously the projections, I did a video on this a few weeks ago, or probably a week ago or so. And he was like a top 5 quarterback. You know what I'm saying? Now, it doesn't make sense because I felt like he was going to go to the NFL draft, man, honestly, and do that. I'm pretty sure he declared. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure he declared as well. Maybe I'm tripping, though. Maybe I'm tripping. But the decision, for me, I would just go to the draft, right? I don't think it's the best decision. Now, he's going to be one of the heavily coveted guys, obviously, in the portal. He's going to command a lot, probably upwards of $7+ million. It could be more than that. Y'all know how this transfer portal and everything works. Far as, NIL and him being able to go to the next school. But to me, it don't make sense. The reason I said it is you can go to the NFL. 1, you can learn. 2, you can develop. And 3, you can sit behind probably a great quarterback. Now, regardless of where he would get drafted, I say at worst, in the NFL draft, he's a 3rd-round pick. At worst, I think. You know what I'm saying? Likelihood he's going to be a late 1st or early 2nd-round type of pick. You know what I'm saying? Now, you're not going to make the money that you're making in college, no. But what's the ultimate goal for you? Is the ultimate goal to be a college quarterback, make all the money you can, and then transition to coaching? Or is your ultimate goal to make it to the league and make your name that way? Now, we've seen examples where guys have sat behind and been able to be successful, right? Aaron Rodgers sitting behind Brett Favre for years and finally getting his chance and lighting it up, right? We've seen the same thing, obviously, with Jordan Love, right? Sitting behind Aaron Rodgers for years, getting his chance now, and now he's probably one of the better quarterbacks in the NFC. So it all depends on what he's trying to do. But for me, it doesn't make sense to hit the portal to go chase a $7 to $10 million bag when you're a draft prospect potentially and you can go to the league. Nobody's going to rush you because you're not going to be a top 5 pick or a top 10 pick. You don't have to rush. You can learn the system. You can learn the offense, learn the scheme. And then when it's your time, you could be ready to go and make way more money in the NFL than you'll ever make, obviously, in college. But nonetheless, man, it is his decision. I'm just shocked by it. I think it would be smarter just to go to the league, you know what I'm saying? Because that's the ultimate goal at the end of the day. I don't get chasing the bag. That's just my thoughts, though. And again, I don't mean any ill will. I wish the guy the best. I just think you know what I'm saying? He could think, hey, I want to go and develop, you know what I'm saying, a little bit more. But I feel like at that point, he's kind of to a point getting towards a finished product. And I think at this point, he's kind of chasing the bag. But again, I ain't hating on nobody's bag. I want everybody to be successful. I want everybody to make the amount of money they need and want to make. There's no issue with that. You know what I'm saying? But I just think for me, if I was in his shoes, I'd go to the league. That's the goal at the end of the day. But nonetheless, here are 3 teams to watch out for Carson Beck per Pete Nakos: Ohio State, obviously Texas Tech, and Miami. Now, the favorite per Pete Thamel is Miami. As you can see right here, she says, per an ESPN source, Miami looms as the favorite to land back. If I'm Miami, I understand you do need a guy to kind of come in the portal, kind of to be a bridge guy, but I really like that 2 freshman y'all got in Luke Nickel. He set it off, you know what I'm saying, here in Georgia, you know what I'm saying, as far as high school football went. And he did what he was supposed to do, in my humble opinion. 2-time state champion. He's going to be a guy I think that could be ready to go early. But nonetheless, I do get it. I just feel like your value, and the reason I said it for him to go to the league, your value is going to taint more. Like if you're not like the number 3, no, I wouldn't say number 3. If you're not one of the top quarterbacks in college football next year, you're going to taint your draft stock. You know what I'm saying? You're going to taint your value as a quarterback in general. So I feel like for him, it doesn't make a lot of sense. Like, why go and taint your value? It serves no purpose, right? You know what I'm saying? Go, where your value is where it's at now. And I don't feel like you can really elevate your value more. Like what you would have to do to elevate it to where Cam Ward is have the kind of season he had, which would in some ways was historic if you're going to go to Miami, right? He was considered one of the top players in the country. Like, that's what Carson Beck will have to be to increase the value of where he's at right now. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I said that statement. That's why it doesn't make a lot of sense to me. But again, just my opinion at the end of the day. Now, in terms of these 3, which ones are the best fit? Ohio State is going to surround you with the best weapons, I think, potentially. So I feel like Ohio State would definitely be number 1 in terms of what you're going to have next year going forward. We'll see what happens with Will Howard. He's another guy that's considered a draft prospect. But when you look at him and what you're going to have coming back, right? I think Emeka Buka's going to hit the draft, right? But you're going to have a Jeremiah Smith coming back another year. You're going to lose some different pieces, but I think Ohio State is the best in position for his weapons, the defense, in order for you to be good. Now, Miami, you're going in kind of a quandary a little bit because they no longer have their DC anymore. They fired their DC, right? You're going to be the guy, the quarterback, and they lost a couple guys in the portal in terms of the receivers and the weapons. You know what I'm saying? So to me, if I was to make a move, it would be Ohio State. You know what I'm saying? Out of these 3, 2, I would put Miami, and 3, Texas Tech. But nonetheless, man, Georgia fans, y'all comment below. Y'all give me a lot of great suggestions and always comment on my content. What's your thoughts on Carson Beck entering the NFL, not the NFL draft, entering in the transfer portal? And where would you like to see him land? And do you think it's a smart decision? Comment below your thoughts on Carson Beck hitting the portal.